Peace and blessings, chosen ones. I hope everybody's doing good. Once again, it's the kid. I'm just checking in with y'all, man. Keeping you updated with what the kid got going on. In the midst of a lot of things going on in the world. I'm at a different location. I'm at a different hotel. This hotel is a little bit more budget friendly because I'll be staying here a little bit longer. That hotel that I was at was very, very nice. I'm not even going to discredit that place. It was very, very nice. I liked it there. The hotel is called Hotel Terra Nova. If you are in Panama City and you want a little bit, I guess, budget friendly, I would say definitely check them out. I'm checking out this room right now. It's a little bit smaller than the room that I had before. But other than that, it's cool. I'm trying to see if they have interesting. Okay, they do. Okay. Oh, that stuff don't blow my. Okay, it should be good. Yeah, it's a smaller room, as you can see. It's a little bit smaller. Still nice though. Still very chill. And it's very clean. Clean. Hotel Terra Nova, the hotel I was staying at, it was very, very nice. The staff was very, very nice to me. Yeah, definitely check them out. That's definitely one of the hotels that I recommend. I'm now at hotel. I don't want to say it because I don't want additional drama. But I'm not too far from that hotel. I'm really about a couple of blocks away. There is things going on around the world that is kind of affecting the plans that I had, which kind of sucks a little bit. So recently, there was a earthquake I heard in Peru. That kind of devastates my plans a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot. And I can't travel if it's not safe. If this is accurate and true, like I said, I'm going off of what I see and what I hear. And I hope the people in Peru are safe. It doesn't seem like it was very like it was a very big earthquake, but it still did damage. Man, I don't know what's going on in the world though. So that kind of messed up my plans of traveling to Peru. So right now, I'll be here in Panama enjoying the sights and sounds. I'm definitely going to try and travel more, get out, and do more stuff, and not be cooped up in my hotel. For the most part, the people here in Panama has been very, very nice. It reminds me of some places I've been to in the Caribbean. Only this city, Panama City, is like, as far as like skyscrapers, like as far as being downtown, it's like I haven't seen this many skyscrapers since like since being in New York. It's skyscrapers everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. Skyscrapers are everywhere. A lot of condominiums, a lot of hotels, a lot of big hotels. When you come down here, you see a lot of big hotels. Some look like they're old and being demolished, and then some look like they're being new and they've recently been built, or they're building newer hotels or newer condos or apartments. But for the most part, it's been cool, man. Not too crazy. I do know that there are, you take the good with the bad wherever you go. Um, I've experienced more good than I have bad here. Like I said, I try to avoid people and I avoid conflict and I avoid the nonsense and just like energy vampires or people just trying to look for trouble or look for some type of clout or attention and whatever. And it's crazy. Like I still don't even understand why I even have any clout at all because I only have like 300 subscribers. My views are very very minimal. Like I don't have many views unless it's like a short or something like that. And I do, then maybe that I might have a couple thousand views on that, like of me dancing or me doing something cool or whatever. Hopefully it's cool. All right, but I'm chilling, man. It kind of messed up my plans a little bit. I wanted to go to Peru and show you guys the historical sites, but infrastructure wise, if it's not safe, I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to one risk my safety, and two, I'm not sure if they're going to be even allowing people to travel during that time or in those locations. And where I was going to, they felt the tremors all the way down into Lima. All right, and that's where I was flying to. But yeah, so that kind of messed up my plans for now. If, like I said, if I'm not being manipulated and these things are accurate and these things are true, right? In my timeline that I'm in, and I shared this, I guess Spain won the World Cup yesterday. I watched some of it. I'm a little bit disappointed. I wanted to see a penalty shootout. A penalty shootout did not happen. I wanted to see a penalty shootout. I thought that would have been good, but it is what it is. As far as I'm trying to think what else. So I seen on my Instagram that a few countries are having issues in the Caribbean, all right? And when I look on my map, I can see the initials of certain countries, like certain countries. Certain islands fall under the territory of certain nations. Like if you see like I think NZ, that's like New Zealand. If it's like NOR, it's like I think Norway, and UK of course, and then you have US, and you have all the abbreviation for different countries, right? But for Jamaica, I didn't see anything like that. Jamaica didn't have anything like that. But apparently, there are two nations right now sort of at odds about things going on in Jamaica. All right? And I don't want the people in Jamaica to feel any type of way. I don't think I want to be a part of that. I think I'm going to try and distance myself from that for now because I don't want to be a part of that conflict. Right? I addressed that I have issues with things that were done and said about me of these two nations, and I as an individual person, I am not a world power. I feel like I have power. I feel like I'm a powerful person. I feel like I'm one of God's children, but I do not feel like I am an island to myself or a nation unto myself that I would have to have conflict with two powerful nations, where two powerful nations are concerned about me, or maybe multiple nations are concerned about me, and these places are powerful, right? And we see what's going on in the world. If these things are accurate or these things are true, the conflicts that's continuing, that's happening in the Middle East, right? I'm praying for peace. I'm praying for peace. We'll see how everything plays out, but I am praying for peace, right? But biblically, we know how things are supposed to play out. If we're going off of the Bible and prophecy and all these things, we know the hearts of men will be hardened toward any type of peace because of pride and ego and just being a human, I guess, just being a human. All right. If you guys get a chance, watch the show, The Lazarus Project. It's very interesting. I tried to watch the first couple of episodes. I got kind of confused, but I know what they were trying to say and the concept that they were going with, right? That every time something very, very bad happens, they had to reset or restart a timeline, right? It sounds very, very similar to what when we think about the CERN stuff. And I mentioned in the post that I placed, Doctor Who, there were these things called time angels that where they would literally touch you and send you to a whole different timeline. They'll send you to the, I don't know, the 14th century, 15th century. They'll send you far away from your timeline, right? I remember in the show, this one girl, she got sent back to the 1400s, I think, or the 1800s. I can't remember. And she ended up having to leave a message for her friend in the future. Right? She left a message for her friend for a letter or a package to be delivered to her in the 21st century or the timeline that we were in. All right? That's based on the show. That is based on the show. Chosen ones, I'm not going to lie to y'all. If it was up to me, chosen ones, if it was up to me, all right, I would ask the Most High to simply call our chariots and bring us home. I would say call our chariots and bring us home. I wouldn't be involved in any type of conflict with these entities or these powers that be. I would simply let them be to themselves, let them fight amongst themselves, and we can simply go home and dwell with our Father. Right? If it was up to me, right? I know that based on prophecy, these things might not play out. These things may not play out, but if it was up to me, chosen ones, enlightened ones, people with a soul, I would simply call for the chariots to bring us home and send us away from the nonsense that is happening here on earth, right? Because to me, I don't know how educated people, extremely powerful people, influential people cannot resolve their issues simply by just, I don't know, having a conversation without jeopardizing the lives of so many people. But we see, quote unquote, the pursuit of power is a very selfish one. The pursuit of power is a very selfish one, right? No matter who is sacrificed, we see that many people will perish. A lot of people are perishing, right? All in the pursuit of power, the control of resources. And even if these resources are jeopardizing the climate, civilization, humanity, right? I said this, and it might play out. I'm not sure, depending on how the timeline is and how the Most High's plan is manifest for us. I say that oil will be obsolete here pretty soon, right? The need of oil will be obsolete, right? Because it is not benefiting anybody but the pockets of people that want to continue to drill and fight over oil. All right. I think humanity and the earth itself would like to see us pursue energy in terms of clean energy, things that can benefit humanity, less strain on our quote unquote financial pockets, ease on our psyches, right? And it'll benefit the environment, right? And then that will give the quote unquote powers that be less control over us. That will give them less control over us. So you have to think that I said that these entities sometimes they can come across like children. They can come across like children because they're going to feel like with them having less power, they're going to be less influential in people's lives, right? Because people are going to be more concerned about, they'll have more time for their families, their quote unquote friends. They'll have more time for themselves as to be worrying about the powers that be, right? The powers that be, I thought the powers that be had their own lives, but apparently the powers that be want us to be concerned more about their lives than our own. The powers that be want us to be more concerned about their lives than our own, right? They want to see what suit they're wearing. They want us to see what house they've purchased. They want us to see what vehicles they have, what kind of watches they're wearing, what kind of jewelry they have bought. But in reality, I think majority of society could care less because they're worrying about themselves. They are worrying about themselves, right? So the powers that be want to have so much influence on us that we're worrying about them as opposed to worrying about ourselves, right? But with the pursuit of clean energy, certain powers that be or certain empires will be obsolete. Certain powers that be, certain empires will be obsolete. All right? This all plays a role in the things that you're seeing now. These all play a role in the things that you are seeing now. Right? With less power and influence, thus less, people don't care. I don't know how to say that. I hope it doesn't sound crazy, but people will care less about what you got going on. All right, they will pursue their own happiness. They can get a chance to pursue their own happiness. All right, and I think that's what people want. People want to pursue their own happiness. They don't want to lean on Tom, Dick, and Harry to feel good about themselves. To be human on Earth. Right? To be human, you should be enjoying all the fruits and all the benefits of this planet, all the good things that God has put us, has provided for us, as far as the scenery, right? Why do I have to worry about what Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing, right? Because Tom, Dick, and Harry realistically could care less about what I got going on, right? But that's just my talks. That's just my thoughts. I don't want this video to be too long. But that's my update, though. Chosen ones, those just letting y'all know what's going on. If the timeline's not being manipulated, and I haven't been sleeping for the past 70 years, or last century or half a century, these are what's affected my plans going forward. I'll be here in Panama City, chilling, relaxing, trying to see more of the scenery I can share with you guys without any conflict or any BS. I am not a world power. I don't understand why world powers are concerned about me. I am not a world power. I don't know why world powers are concerned about me. It's so crazy, right? It's mind-boggling to me. Like, you guys should be taking care of your countries, taking care of your citizens of your nation, taking care of the infrastructure. And as we can see, if the news is accurate, the infrastructure in some countries are falling apart. The infrastructure in some countries are falling apart, right? But yet politicians, to me, seem to be getting richer, but the infrastructure in your cities are falling apart. That seems to be kind of odd to me. I thought that the money that were generated from like taxpayers and things of that nature was used to build and improve the infrastructure in the countries. I thought that people paying taxes, working hard, trying to benefit from the fruits of their labor, to go to the park or go to a beach or go to a national park or a zoo or to drive down the street. I thought that their tax dollars were utilized to improve or enforce infrastructure that was already built up or to be built. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. I don't know. But chosen ones, like I said, once again, if it was up to me, I would call for the chariots to call us home so we can dwell with our Father outside of this nonsense. Because to me, I don't know. The more it doesn't make sense. I guess it kind of makes sense. The only thing is that I have to deal with now is mosquitoes. I haven't seen too much mosquitoes down here, but I got to be careful because these mosquitoes are bad. These mosquitoes are bad. I already killed one in my room, and I see one hanging on the roof. You see? I don't know if I can see it. Y'all see it? See it right there? Trying to sneak up on me. Trying to bite me. But y'all be good, chosen ones. Stay focused, man. I'm going to try and share some more cool stuff with y'all. The Peru stuff kind of messed me up, though. But I hope the people in Peru are safe, like I said. My heart goes out to anybody experiencing anything. The world is changing. I don't know. It could be weird. It could be some type of technology. I hope not. But I think that maybe the planet, the continental drifts or whatever. These things are moving, and then you have to keep in mind that we have volcanoes, some active, some inactive, underwater. We have volcanoes that are both active and inactive underwater, under the ocean. All right, there's lots of things underneath our waters, our oceans, that we know very little of. There are a lot of things underneath our waters we know very little of. Right? We talk about the flood. You have to keep in mind, before the waters receded, the waters covered large amounts of land mass. Before the waters receded, for us to have any type of land that we experience or live on now, there was the flood that came in that covered large amounts of land mass. So we don't even know sometimes what's underneath the oceans off the coastlines of our countries. It's a real thing, folks. Real thing. Maybe the powers that be might know, but we, the general public, we have no idea. We have no idea. So when things like volcanoes and weird weather and things like that happening, it might be for a reason. It's based on the things that are covered up in our oceans, right? Because of the flood. To me, there's entire cities underneath the water, right? That were covered up, right, during the flood. Entire cities, all right. Peace and blessings, man. All right, it's the kid. One.